Hello, I'd like to bring the Liquor Commission to order, please. It is Thursday, March 21st, and it's 1 PM. Could you please call the roll?
Berman,
Herman's here.
Caius,
Caius present.
Linder,
Linder on remote.
Surges, Pirog.
Here.
You have an in-person quorum.
Okay, very good. And gentlemen, do I have your permission to allow Mr. Linder to attend remotely?
If he
Fine.
behaves himself.
I think he's going to be fine.
Okay,
Okay, you have our permission. Okay, approval of minutes. May I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of March 23rd, 2023?
Actually, Madam Chair, this is Caius. I would ask for unanimous consent for the approval of the minutes from March 23rd, 2023.
Very
sounds
good.
good.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. I'm not aware of any public comment. No public comment. And we're on now to new business. May I have a motion and a second to review and approve the annual liquor license renewal applications?
Who do we approve? 'Em?
Caius, second.
Thank you. All righty.
I would defer to Mr. O'Brien, perhaps for the record, you might want to read the list or something.
Yes, can we document who is applying?
You have a list attached, just so
The
you.
list as
just so you know.
presented in the,
Attached.
Exhibit A.
The exceptions to the list before you would be, first of all, the Blue Boar Inn. The Blue Boar Inn is not
Can we
finished.
get you on the mic,
I'm
Mr.
sorry.
O'Brien? A little closer.
I have a bad habit of not doing that. The Blue Boar Inn is still in the process of being constructed and it does not have a certificate of occupancy, as I understand it.
Okay.
So that would be tabled till later in the year, should they be able to obtain the documentation from the development
And
department.
where is that being located?
I'm sorry?
Where is it located?
Okay.
It is down around Montgomery or Oswego. It's
Oh,
right
so
on our
it's
border.
Southern King.
It's south.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The next one that would be tentatively only permitted today would be the Kane Social Club. The Kane Social Club provided their documentation late, and to date, they have not paid their fee. Under the ordinance, you have to have your application in by February 28th, and that you're supposed to provide certified funds for the amount of the license fee at the same time. The ordinance provides that if you fail to pay the amount in certified funds by March the 1st, you are charged a $50 a day penalty. What I would propose to do would be can't give them a tentative approval. I have a letter drafted for Madam Chair's signature, telling them that if they do not pay by March the 31st, that the license will not be renewed, that it will lapse. We have been in discussions with the owner of Kane Social, who has indicated that he wishes to sell that property to another buyer, but that we have not gotten, that has not happened, and so we are treating that as if it's not going to happen. So I would ask that there'd only be a tentative approval, and that I provide you with this draft letter and ask you to send it to the owner of Kane Social, advising him that if he does not pay up by March 31st, that the license is lapsed.
And
I would recommend that be handled as a separate motion during this meeting.
yes, I would agree. Thank you. Also, is there going to be a late fee assessed with that application?
we do have the application. Yes, they did provide.
She's asking, are we gonna?
The late fee because it's not complete.
That would be my recommendation. We have done that in the past to the next person on the next entity on the list. We have done that in the past because they have not paid the fee.
Okay, very
Want to
good.
do?
Yes,
wanna do
yes,
that?
I think that's
That makes
appropriate.
sense.
Mhm.
That makes sense. We got until the 28th of, or the end of
But you should, I think.
May.
Should have a figure for the penalty through the date of the letter and remind them that it's $50 a day and certified funds, as you pointed out.
Yep.
Correct. Absolutely.
I,
Thank you.
I will,
Absolutely.
I will provide you with a letter to that effect.
Okay, good, 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 good.
Well, that really
Are
makes.
you
it-
going to make a separate motion on?
Oh.
Yeah, we will
We
after
can do
this.
that at the end. All right.
We're just approving right now, so we're going to have to remove that and we'll do a separate motion with Kane, the Kane Social.
Second.
Yes, yes.
All right.
There is
Let's vote on it.
There was a motion and second for all of them.
with
the exception of,
with Blue Boar Inn and Kane Social Club so far. Is there anybody else that you would like to? speak about?
There is Old Stark's Tavern, which you're all, having been in this committee, are familiar with. Old Stark's this year has not provided an application or, of course, any funds. So I also have a letter drafted by you that unless they submit, that their application is overdue, unless they submit the application and the certified funds by March 31st, that the license will be, the renewal will be denied, the license will lapse. And I would recommend that we assess the $50 a day late fee.
And is this their last opportunity to do this, or can they reapply with Old Starks? Because there has been a history.
I asked, my last contact was about a week ago with a deputy from the Kane County Sheriff's Office who patrols that area, and he indicated that he thought they were still in business. So that would be, I don't know anything other than that. They have been watching them to see whether they have been breaching the hour rule of continuing to serve beyond closing time.
If they're not approved at this time, they would have to go and they want to apply for a liquor license later on in the year. They'd have to go through the same procedure they would for the first time.
If
with
they,
the
if
state-
their
with the
license.
state and everybody else, so.
One person at a
Licenses,
time,
if the
please.
license is determined to be, if they do not do it by March 31st, it would automatically lapse under
They have
the
to
ordinance.
reapply the.
And they would have to reapply all over again.
If somebody,
Correct.
anybody could apply at that point.
Yes, sir.
But I think, Madam Chair, what you were asking was,
Yes.
is this the last time we're gonna give
Give them
them
a license.
leniency?
Oh,
Yes,
well.
that is, thank you, Jane. That's correct.
You have to answer that.
That's
I don't
up to
know.
you.
That's up to the commission here of whether you want to continue to do this.
We'll cover that one.
There were instances during the year where there were problems. As you remember, there were problems in the past that the building was not up to code, that the fire department was after them, the development department, the health department were after them. And the sheriff's office found that they were operating
Serving
beyond
after
the hours.
yes.
We sent them a letter under your signature telling them to get the building in shape and to stop this conduct. So as far as my personal knowledge is that since then they did remedy the defects and they haven't been open after hours. But of course, I'm not out there. So, but they have been a problem business for all the years that I have been working for this committee. And so you're going to have to make a decision on that. If they don't think enough of this process to provide the committee with a renewal application and the fee, then I would say to you, they're really not interested in being in business anymore.
so just point of order, can we
Yes.
dispense with the ones that are all going to be passed and then discuss each one of these
Well,
individually?
I think,
I'm getting a little lost in the
I think we need,
banter
I
here.
think if I may, they would like to pull out the ones so we can know which ones we're pulling out.
That's, it.
Just
And
Kane
then,
and Old
and then vote
Stars,
on the
right?
ones we're going to pass
Correct.
and then discuss the
And
ones.
there should be
We're just pulling out two.
Like a consent.
That will be actually.
Kinda,
part
yeah.
of the
Just
Yeah.
pulling out two?
Yes, that would be Kane Social Club that we just discussed and Old Starks.
So we have Blue Bear, Blue
Blue
Boar Inn, Kane
Correct.
Social, Old Starks,
Correct.
and
You're right.
is there one more?
Well, now you just said two and you just said three.
Three. It was my mistake.
It's just
Three.
a change of
There's three.
category.
For the,
Or
Blue Boar
Kane
Inn,
Social Club and Old Starks.
that's right, the three so far.
And their notes are on your list.
and the final one, that is more than a routine renewal is Totra Ma, which is the Mill Creek Market. They have applied for a change of license from a package store to a restaurant inn. The applicants are present in the meeting today. On that, we would say that we have received the application and the other papers, including certificates from the Development Department and the Health Department. The paperwork is in order. I don't know whether you want to you would like them to address the committee. That
Are we
would-
gonna deal with that one separately as well then, or is that
Right
folded
now.
in?
We're gonna do separately.
So then back to my point of order was let's pass the ones we can pass.
Well, that's
and then
item
discuss the
C.
ones we can
right?
discuss.
That's item C on our agenda.
And it comes up automatically under our last item.
Who
Okay.
made the motion?
Sorry.
I
I
would-
think Berman made the motion and I seconded
You
it.
seconded.
Motion should be restated that it is to approve with the exception of the four named establishments.
Which are Blue Boar, Kane
So-
Social Club, Casey Concessions,
Oh,
Old Starks.
Old Starks,
And
Totra
Totra
Ma.
Ma.
and Totra Ma.
Correct.
Okay, so
Okay.
with the exception of that, then we're gonna pass all the rest of these, including the ones at the, that are highlighted in red, because those are okay. They just have been highlighted.
Correct.
Just a reminder.
With the Mill
Correct.
Creek area, or not Mill Creek, Milk Pail.
And waiting for on Health Department to clear, they will be receiving their permit, their liquor license.
Who's that?
Once we get, that would be Whitestone Events, Windy Acres and Winter Circle. Once we receive certification from the Health Department. Is that accurate?
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Not listed as
Yeah, well,
special.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. They're all good to go. That's the whole list of all of them, Madam Chair.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Oh, I'm sorry.
And we're voting
Just
on,
waiting on Health Department to clear. I thought that was a subtitle.
all except for four.
Correct.
Okay.
I would ask for. that we
Let's
call,
modify the motion to do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
You're gonna modify the motion. You want two, Mr. Berman?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And
We'll
is
just
it-
call the question.
yes, and you approve that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's call the vote.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Caius,
Guys, yes?
Linder, Linder,
Mike, it's not on. Your volume. Can you unmute? Or just put your thumbs up.
there you
Good?
go.
Okay, very good.
Surges,
Yes.
all right, they pass.
Okay, very good.
All right.
Okay, so now we have to do separate motions with Blue Boar Inn.
Yes, ma'am. The Blue Boar Inn, it should be placed on hold. Construction is not complete. They do not have a certificate of occupancy from the Development Department.
All right, just point of clarification. Do you want to handle these one at a time or should we handle all four together?
I do them separately.
I think
We're
they're
gonna
all
do 'em
different. Why don't we do, because we have the two that are somewhat of a
Correct. All right, so we
controversy.
will do them separately.
Right.
So there is a motion or a suggestion for a motion on the table to have the Blue Boar Inn tabled until
Further notice.
we get further issues with their permits and zoning is,
I would move that we table
Postpone
order
it
approval for Blue Boar until we get
postponed indefinitely until
postponed indefinitely. So that was a motion.
motion.
Very good. I'll second it.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Surges, you're fine with all of this? Good, okay.
You could take a voice vote on that.
Let's take the vote, please.
Do you want to do the voice vote like he
Yes,
said?
voice vote.
Okay.
Yes, please, voice vote.
Blue Boar.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Linder, thumbs up? Okay, thank you. May I have a motion, a second, to discuss the, hold on having a liquor license to the Kane Social Club?
Caius would move.
Thank you. Mr. Berman?
Berman seconds.
So are we putting this on a indefinite postponement?
Uh,
The one where the letter's going to be written.
Correct.
this would be, I would say that the outcome should be, that, the application is tentatively approved pending receipt of certified funds by March 31st. A letter will go under the signature of the chairman to the owner indicating that unless the funds are received by March 31st, that the license will lapse and they will have to reapply for a license.
Mr. O'Brien,
And suggestion would be self-executing so that if you accepted that, that would avoid the need to reconvene at a later time.
Okay. all right.
That's my motion. What he's,
I want to throw in there too, that the letter would indicate that we are assessing the late fee of $50 a day.
Correct, correct.
that too.
And
So,
I'm trying to look this up now. Where is this located?
Kane Social Club?
Oh, Mill Creek. Got it.
It is in the old community center. there.
Understood.
Oh,
got to have perhaps better clarification on this for our recording secretary because there was a lot of additions. So, Mr. O'Brien, could you perhaps just clarify this in a few succinct words?
What- Sorry, the motion would be that the application for a license would be tentatively approved with the limitation that they would have to pay certified funds by March 31st. They do not do that by March 31st, that the license would expire.
Okay, very good. Thank
A
you.
letter would go out under the chairman's signature informing them of that and also informing them that they are late with the payment under the ordinance and that we are assessing $50 a day.
So with proper documentation and a certified payment by March 31st.
Right.
Okay, very good. Mr. Caius, is that fine for you?
yes, that's
Okay.
that's
and
fine.
Mr. Berman, yes? All right, clerk, voice vote, please,
On that, I'd call the roll.
All in favor?
on this one. Okay, on the roll, please.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Caius,
Caius, yes.
Linder,
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Surges.
Surges, yes.
Okay. May I have a motion and a second to discuss the application for Old Starks? There,
This would be,
There isn't one.
as I
I know,
reported,
I know. Well,
Okay.
we've got here.
Yes.
Yes,
Old
there is
Starks,
an
Old
application.
Starks has not submitted even a renewal application or any funds. This has happened in the past. In this situation, no application, no payment, or no license. I would ask, or what I have a letter prepared for the chairman to send saying that you have not applied, you have not remitted the funds, and your license expires on March 31st. after that time, you can no longer sell alcohol under the law.
So it would be Old Starks to deny liquor license.
Well, they haven't applied,
They
so you
haven't
can't
applied.
technically deny it.
Correct. They haven't done anything.
We really don't need to
I don't
take
know
any
that any
Need to
action.
do
action
anything?
by,
Nothing
I
on
don't
this
think
at all.
Take
any
any
action by the.
action.
Expire until,
Right.
it doesn't expire till March 31st. I
We
guess
don't
the
need to
motion,
take any
I
action.
guess the motion would be
No.
to send them merely, there's nothing for us to do
You're
other
just
than.
reminding them that after
Then
March
send them a letter
31st, they will
saying they,
no
if you
longer,
don't do anything by March 31st,
they won't have a
you're,
license.
you've expired.
Yes, Jane.
What if they do, like next week, come in with their application and their payment? Because they've been known to do that.
It would
They
to
have,
be-
but yes, I remember
Tentatively
that.
approve them so we don't have to meet again?
But
Well,
would we-
we'd have to have a special meeting.
You'd have to have a special meeting, or they'd have to suspend operations on, midnight on April Fool's Day,
Okay.
right?
Normally, when we have the meeting like this, they've at least applied,
True.
but in this case, there's nothing.
So how about if this board considers allowing that jurisdiction with myself with the approval of our state's attorney? That way we will not have to reconvene
If they happen to apply. and pay.
if they apply by March 31st with,
Apply and pay the funds.
correct.
I'll move that in spirit. You need a,
Yes.
Is this a spiritual thing, Mr. Surgeon?
of
I
the,
think- I think
That's
that's
a foregone.
yeah.
It's a complicated language for something that's a very easy decision. So,
So we're delegating you the authority to do
yes.
that in this
Right.
particular instance,
correct.
which
We will not have to reconvene.
If the funds, we don't get the paperwork's not in order, we
right.
Correct.
we will not do anything. And the letter that you're gonna send should execute the problem.
And what is
Does-
the March 31st? What day is that? A day of the week? Is that on a Thursday,
calendar.
Friday,
The 27th
Sunday.
is a Wednesday,
Sunday.
so 20.
Sunday? So they'd have to have it by business day before that. And that is Good Friday and we're off and that is the 29th.
March 30th?
What's the 31st?
31st.
Isn't it Sunday?
No.
Is it Monday?
Easter
Well,
Sunday is
Under
March
the ordinance,
31st.
Monday.
it's the 31st.
Yeah.
So the new licenses begin on April the 1st.
You know,
Well, we can get it out and
So I would suggest
would-
by that letter that they would have to, we'd have to be in receipt of it on the 28th,
28th,
the 28th.
because we're closed the 29th, 30th,
And
31st.
that includes payment of appropriate late fees.
What they have done in the past
No.
practices
Yeah.
is.
I'm
they have
not- I'm not in-
contacted Jane and tried to pay by a credit card.
Well, however they're going to pay, but it has to be done by the 28th.
All right, that's what we'll do.
Yes, sir.
I'm not in favor of doing that. Every year we've gone the same thing with them. As far as I'm concerned, they haven't met our requirements and therefore we should even consider them. And if they want to apply for a license, they're gonna have to go through the whole darn thing again. And I just soon make them do that.
Well, they do have until the 31st legally, correct?
The application was
late,
supposed to be in by March the 1st and the payment was supposed to be.
They're in
made.
violation right now.
So they're already 2 weeks in 2 weeks in arrears. But again, this is the committee in the past has been loath, if they do something, they've been loath to take their license away from them and put them out of business.
Well,
But in this case, they haven't done anything at all.
so
No,
this will be the final opportunity for them.
Maybe
to,
put that
no,
into
I'm not in favor.
All right. Okay. I appreciate that, Mr. Berman. And I hear what you're saying.
And
Oh.
I'll say for the record, Jane Tellish, the secretary to the commission, has gone and sent them emails asking them to submit their paperwork and pay their fee. It isn't like we've been waiting. She has been
Since
diligent
December.
in asking them to respond and they have not
I was
responded.
like, Jane almost does this.
A liquor license is a
know.
privilege. It's a privilege. It's not something that you automatically get. I think they're ignoring,
Well, certainly they have taken advantage of
Well,
the past. We
I don't
are
know.
all in agreement with that. So are you suggesting,
Would there be a
Mr.
motion then to
There a
take no
second
action?
To Mr. Sturgis's motion? I didn't hear.
Which
what-
was in spirit, something in spirit, I'm not
Oh,
sure.
for allowing me if they do,
To give Madam Chair the authority if they comply by a certain
Yes.
date.
I would have a point of information, ask for a point of information, and then does she have the authority already to do that as a commissioner?
Yes.
apparently I do. Yes, I do. I do.
Under the ordinance, she does.
I do.
So I think that that's a motion, that's something we don't need to do. I would be, if I may, I'm inclined to go with Mr. Berman and take no action and then allow you to do what you are as the liquor control
Mhm.
head here.
Withdraw my
To,
motion.
Okay, very good.
you don't have to, nobody's, did I say, no,
So just have your consensus and letting you know that
consensus that we proceed that way, no action.
no action. All right, Tortra, is that, I'm saying that, Totrama?
That this is an existing license for a packaged goods store. They have asked to change their license from a package store to a restaurant inn. They have applied, the paperwork is in order. They have also gotten clearance from the development department and the health department. And as I stated, they are present in the room today.
Just a little bit of clarification. They're a package store with a deli. And so they want to be able to just serve what they have in their package store to patrons who are eating within the deli. That's the whole purpose of the change from package to
Okay.
restaurant.
AP is a consumption off the premises, is that right?
Being a restaurant and an inn.
No, but I mean, the existing
The
one,
restaurant and inn can
the
still be a
reason for the
package store.
change is
So-
that the AP license only allows you to buy it and take it somewhere else. This would allow them to have it sold for consumption on the premises.
Correct.
We have the proponent here. Hi.
Hi,
What is your
morning.
name?
My name is Rushir Patel.
Mr. Patel, could you please tell us, I'm curious, how many people you're looking at sitting at your cafe?
So currently, the scenario that we have, post-COVID, we had people sitting there and eating food as well because we used to serve pizzas and like sandwiches and wings and stuff. So at any given time, we would have about 5-6 people roughly, give or take. They come in during lunchtime, they're not there whole day, working in evening as well.
And this would be, wine and beer?
Yeah, just we're not going to mix any drinks there. Like we're not going to have hard liquors or anything. We're going to have single serves like cans of alcohol, a ready-made drink. You know what is we're not having. It's like not an actual bar, but you can just buy a can of beer and you can have yourself a beer.
Enjoy it with your sandwich.
Yes. With your sandwich or pizza or whatever.
Well,
Okay.
it's alcohol. There's other than beer and wine.
Well, hard soda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seltzers.
Mhm.
There's beers and wine. Pretty much anything which is single serve, which already comes in pre-assembled. We're not assembling anything there.
Okay.
They're not gonna have a bartender mixing drinks.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir.
Were there any objections from anybody in Mill Creek to doing this?
Not that I know of. There are a few customers who are requesting it already, where they can sit down and eat. We used to do that, like, we didn't used to serve alcohol, but we used to have the pizzas and everything before COVID, so. they
I think
don't have
we've heard
any
about this. You came in here before inquiring about it before.
problem. Maybe.
No, that was, I think,
post-COVID.
for games, for gaming.
Oh,
And
Does
will
the-
they require additional training? For this at all? As far
Still
as,
need their Bassett. I
No,
mean,
they-
they would still need their
Yes.
Bassett.
Bassett to serve.
Which they've provided.
Yeah, okay.
okay, very good. Yes, Mr. Berman.
Does the Class AR license allow for them to sell packaged liquor? Go.
It does.
Okay.
It allows you to run a restaurant in to serve on premises,
Good
but
enough.
also to serve, also to
Carry out.
sell carry out
Good.
in the original package,
Okay.
same as a package store.
So they'll still have that flexibility of being a package store as
Correct.
well as being able to take something from the cooler. Providing glasses. No bar glasses, I would assume, just paper cups, plastic cups. Okay,
No, it has to be in
And-
the original package.
Original pack.
Drink from the can.
Six packs.
Either it has to be
or
consumed
bottle,
on the premises
packs or
or in the
bottles.
original package.
The
to be
law is a
taken
little
out.
different now on drinks that you can take out of a bar, so.
Okay. No paper bags.
Is that state
No,
or local? Is that a county or ordinance or is that a state ordinance?
they,
State? The,
During COVID, there was a state law passed that so for the duration of the emergency that allowed you to carry your favorite cocktail out.
Mhm.
And I believe that has since expired with the emergency.
Okay, yes.
emergency order. Then, and also a point of information, was the Kane Social Club, did you say that was in Mill Creek as well? It's in the,
Sounds like they both are.
hmm?
Sounds like both of these establishments.
Yeah,
are Mill
so
Creek.
we're allowing somebody, this is just a point of information, if we're allowing that
We're
to
not,
occur
she
right
is.
there.
You made that clear.
Oh.
We're not.
No, that was the other one that she gets to do the other one.
Right. Well,
That- that one- that
Kane.
one's ours.
That was Kane.
So just that's all.
I-
If we're allowing the
I
one.
have no problem. No crime.
We Need a motion.
All right, so
Sorry, you require a
so
motion?
let's,
have that vote.
we're digressing right
Beyond
now.
that.
So
I would move in spirit. No, this is about spirits. That's right.
This is without spirits, right?
This is right.
I would move that we approve the Totrama
Thank
Geneva
you.
Mill Creek
Surge's second.
market
Thank you very,
change from class AP to class AR.
all right. We'll need a vote.
Berman,
Berman, yes.
Caius,
Guys, yes.
Linder,
Linder, yes.
Surges,
Yes.
and approved.
Very, looking forward to having a sandwich at your restaurant.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, committee.
Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you for coming in.
Is it right in the shopping area?
Yes.
Is that where it's located, right in the little?
Yeah, it's right around the shopping area in the center, like where the center park is, right next to it.
The other.
So there is a salon and everything located right
And the
down.
photography studio?
Yeah, right
Yeah,
next to it.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Good.
Comment?
Yes, sir.
Just a question for either Mr. O'Brien or Ms. Talich. My impression is that in the past, if a license has become vacant, the board shortly thereafter will eliminate that license so it's not hanging out there. Is that something that would be needed to be done if the one license ends up expiring with no renewal?
Well, there's chapter 26 among the ordinances has a listing of the
Or township, I believe.
right.
Yeah.
And what we have done in the past is that we have waited until the end of the summer to update that
Okay.
to reflect what licenses are. In this case, we have it's kind of premature to do it. We
Yeah.
look like the Blue Boar is going to come on board if they can sort out their construction problems. And it may be that Kane Social Club and Old Starks are going to drop off. So that would change the board. Right now we have 37 licenses. And I think there is an empty slot is there an empty slot for Blue
Well,
Boar?
If you recall, last year, we increased this so that we would have empty slots available.
Okay.
So we went from 34 last year to 37. So
Oh.
even if Kane falls off, I have a feeling somebody else will come in and scoop that up. I'm not so sure about Old Starks, but
And just,
So
we
usually
do
what
have
we've done in the late summer, early fall, we've come in with a new resolution to update chapter 26
Yeah.
to reflect that.
I just wonder what the timing
so
would be.
that opportunity, if we have one or two falling off, another restaurant or bar could come forward. And once those are all occupied or all taken, then any of these restaurants that have, or bars that have not fulfilled it, they're done.
unless the board would then have to vote to create an additional license.
Right.
Right now, it appears that we would have the leeway if two are dropping out, that we would have room to add additional people this year. So
By two. Yes, Mr. Surges.
Madam Chair, Jane, help me just, I had sent you an email asking if we have a finite or an infinite amount of licenses,
And right now we have 37.
period.
Finite.
Yes.
Is there a criteria by which we that we limit to 37?
No,
Concept.
you, just like
I
last.
mean, why do
year-
we choose 37?
Well,
Why not 103? I mean,
So-
just,
So last
Madam
year we
Chair.
had
Mr.
34
Berman has a
and you all
comment.
voted to increase it to 37.
I think,
it's 34,
You
37.
can do whatever. you
Dale
want.
might have been
Say
answering.
50.
Mr.
I think
Berman.
the concept is that if you don't have any existing license open, that they have, they can't say, I'm gonna apply for that license.
Yeah.
They have to go through the whole license procedure, okay? So that's why we always, when someone withdraws or doesn't reapply, we withdraw that, so we don't have an open license.
You want to keep
available.
it tight.
There's
They have
rein
to
on
go
it.
through the whole
Reason to.
process to make sure.
Otherwise
this
you'll
is-
have
That's a-
everybody applying.
Madam
That's
Chair.
the way to vet them then? Is that, it's a better way to vet them?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, well,
Number of licenses has fluctuated over the years.
Yeah.
because
There used to be a lot more golf course.
because of the
Right.
amendment that repealed prohibition has been held by the courts to give rights that would not normally exist. If you have an open license and somebody applies and they meet your criteria, you have to give it to
You
them.
can't turn them down.
You can't.
Oh.
So the control, I mean, theoretically, you could say we have 1,000 licenses, but you want to maintain some control over that process. And the only way you can really do it is by limiting the number of licenses.
so
Interesting. I
it's
didn't
something
realize
to-
That's why.
Well, it's,
Okay.
that's,
something to value and to pay attention to,
Mhm.
because without that, you cannot serve
you
alcohol.
gotta be an old liquor commissioner to know that.
The licenses have changed. We've gone
Yeah.
from being a lot of golf courses to being now more people wanting to open up, to get AR licenses, to have brew pubs and to have farms
Mhm.
that have entertainment. And as we've known in the past, these party barns that are going to be applying for licenses once they get a certificate of occupancy. So the type of licenses are changed.
It's the growth of our agribusiness, is the tourist industry for sure. Mr. Surges?
I'm trying to formulate the follow-up question. Do we have people in the wings that are waiting
No.
and we have a backlog?
No,
No.
no,
Has that ever been the situation?
not at this time.
Last year, we had several places that had applied, but like today, like the Blue Boar, they had not met all the other requirements. Before their application could be approved by Jane and I, they have to have a health certificate and they have to have a development certificate.
But they
saying-
were just taking over the
Yeah.
previous. Blue
Okay.
Bowl.
So some of these
This
things
is a new
are businesses that are in construction, they're changing them.
Got it.
And they have, if they do that, they have to start all over again with what the concept is.
But these are the only new, thank you guys, the only new applicants. There's nobody out there that
No,
isn't new.
no.
Everybody is included in
No, at
what
the-
we see
at-
here.
At the end of the year, the determination was made to make it 37.
Okay.
It went up from 35 to 37. And so that's.
And my point being is, as we bleed into old business, I appreciate this body's tolerance, if you will. We had a establishment up at the north end that was struggling. There was a management change, an ownership change. The only tool by which we had to really sink teeth in was their liquor license. And under the last administration, we made that abundantly clear. And that particular establishment went from, I think it was Chris, 157 visits by the sheriff to their establishment. To Jane, I think you are reporting that the milk pail is now, or et al., is now being run wonderfully in very good compliance. And so that is a great example of using this tool, if you will, not as a stick, but as a carrot and helping them establishment and
There's 3 businesses in there now.
yeah, thank you
Yeah,
so
those,
much. for
the
that.
ones that are highlighted in red in this
Yeah,
are
so we-
those 3 businesses.
Yeah.
We went
We're
to
still using
court.
it.
We went to court in both the Chancery Division as well as in the criminal court to stop what was going on there. And so they, also the Illinois State Liquor Commission also, had a notice of violation against them. So,
Recently or in days gone by?
no, last year.
Okay.
Yes.
So, we came up with this solution to their problem was that they were going to break it into 3
Three
different
businesses.
entities. Each one was going to be operated separately, and each one of the licenses was going to have a restriction on it that outside service was only limited to banquets in the area, and that there wasn't going to be any other uses because they used to have rodeos there.
Rodeos, concerts, all
They had a
sorts of
flea
things.
market.
Gambling.
They had all kinds of different things. So they agreed to stop all of that. And they stopped also not having any more outdoor rock concerts going on.
And that's,
They're strictly to run these businesses indoor. I get, that's a rambling premises there. But there's 3 businesses, each one has a different purpose.
At one time, I remember they had at least 3 different types of liquor licenses. I don't know if they still do.
no, they're all basically the same.
they're
but-
Because they had one for the patio they built, there was another one. And then I think they also were running church and charitable gambling.
Oh, that's
That communion wine, you gotta have a license. for
Yeah.
it.
no longer that's no longer the case.
But that's why we keep this language in red. It's just a reminder that we put that right on their license. So they know
So
every
in
year.
settling the court case, with what we said was, is they would, if they wanted to, they would decided they wanted to go and hold outdoor events again, they would have to go and petition the commission here to change this language on their liquor licenses, that they would have to come in here and in effect apply for new licenses saying they wanted to hold some outdoor events with music and other activities. And they would have to come in here and prove to you that you ought to approve that. So that's the way we left it, that they had to go and do something. They could not unilaterally just start holding events on the property. Or they could not just go and get a special events permit from the development department to hold the rodeo. They would.
It's like the left hand and the right hand wasn't talking.
So we wanted them, they had to take some affirmative action to change this because of the past abuses on that property. So that's the way we put it together. We'll see if that holds up in the coming season.
And we appreciate that, guys, because I don't think you've received or Jared or I have received any additional complaints. I haven't had one in,
And we have not received
yeah,
one
so.
at all.
Well, we got them into court and they had, they had to say, what they were gonna do to avoid a permit. We did get an injunction against them to prevent them from doing all of these things in the past. And so the way to resolve the case was that the license was gonna say this. This is like an injunction on your license.
Correct.
So hopefully, as I said, it will hold up.
I look forward to signing those letters. So is there anything else? With nothing else? May I have a motion and a second to adjourn?
I
Aye.
move we adjourn.
Thank
By
you,
a
sir.
second?
Okay. All in favor?
I.
Aye.
Aye.
All right.